We've got another React video for you today. This time it's on the Xbox Ready channel regarding issues we had with their throwing away your console video they just made on playing Xbox games with the Amazon Fire TV stick. There were things we liked and things we didn't. Let's get into it.
Seems like just yesterday that the Xbox community was abuzz with rumors about this mysterious Xbox that Microsoft was working on, Project Keystone, the all-streaming, all-digital console that was gonna be like $100, maybe even less. But even though Project Keystone is dead in the water, the spiritual successor of this console lives on through this new partnership Xbox has with Amazon. A couple of weeks ago, Xbox announced that they were putting an app on Amazon Fire TV devices, which included Amazon Fire sticks. This tiny little thing, the end of console gaming as we know it. I remember doing a video a while back in the early days of Xbox Ready where I was talking about this exact scenario.
We've talked about this, I've talked about this 4 years ago when we started the channel.
Yeah.
It was like my second or third video. I'll throw this up here. Now imagine in the near future that the cloud gaming apps have now been moved to TVs. Now all you have to do is turn on your HD TV, log into the game clouding app of your choice, hand your friend an extra controller you might have, and start playing your own version of the big game. With cloud gaming moving as fast as it is, we foresee playing AAA games to be as easy as this in the very near future.
This is a huge departure from a previous partnership that Xbox had with Samsung. Xbox is supporting a cloud gaming app on the Samsung Gaming Hub, but that's baked directly into the TV. If you want that, you gotta buy a whole Samsung TV. Whereas this, it's just a little thing that you plug into any TV. It doesn't have to be Samsung, Amazon, any TV works. And while I said, yeah, it's a spiritual successor of Project Keystone,
that's where it's going to be useful.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Nobody wants to buy a specific TV to do this stuff. It's cool that it exists, but I want a dongle that I stick in the side of my TV, and when I go to someone else's house, I can take it with me.
Yeah. Yes.
Whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Convenience is always the name of the game if you're not doing a console.
absolutely. And
It's a better investment.
that's the big thing about this whole Fire Stick TV thing. The problem with the app right now on TVs is that not many TVs support it right now. Samsung or LG. You need, I think it's 2022. I think they're making it more
it's a
convenient
2022 or
for a lot
newer.
of different TVs, but it's 2022 or later.
It's an easier investment. Instead of having to spend hundreds of dollars on this whole TV, you get this small device and put it already in any TV that'll accept it. So you just plug it in, you can get right to playing. It's not, again, a whole thing you have to do just to play the games that you already are playing on a console.
And the most expensive one is $60. So it's like even if
That's
you
like 10% of your
you get a
cheapest
whole
TV.
bunch of things with this on top
Yeah.
of the Xbox for $60.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's kind of what needs to happen just if you want to take advantage of this market with TVs. Everything goes up in price. We got like more expensive groceries, more expensive gas, more expensive everything. TVs still going down in price. Yeah, so people have a lot of TVs. I would like to be able to take my settings in a little stick and bring it with me to another TV.
Yeah, that's a good point too, because I mean, if you already have a TV and the economy is getting worse, but you do want to do this, you don't have to get a new TV to do this. So all you have to do is get a $40 to $60 dongle, plug it in, and you're good to go.
how do the games play? And to be honest, y'all, I'm like very, very confused about the gameplay experience with this Amazon Fire Stick. Let me explain. When I first installed this thing, plugged it into my TV, set up the Wi-Fi, hooked up my controller, did all that stuff, I played 3 games: GoldenEye 007, Forza Horizon 5, and Immortals of Avium. And I was like, holy crap, this sucks. Like, it loaded up just fine, and like, yeah, there were some stutters, stuff to be expected from cloud gaming. but the input lag specifically for the controller was insane. And so today I went to go boot it up again to capture footage of me playing those games, thinking, okay, so I'm gonna like get me some footage of me struggling with the input lag on GoldenEye and on Forza and things like that. And then when I booted up those games again, it was like night and day. I don't know what happened, but it was vastly improved specifically with that input lag on the controller. I was really testing it. I was like jerking the controller. Hold on, pause.
He does,
I was like,
but it's
going
possible.
crazy with the right joy.
Do you think he got a different server if it was real quick? Like he got, like is that
I don't know.
an issue that people are going to have, and then he just got a closer server? Like what?
I honestly don't know. That's one of the things about cloud gaming, as we all know. Our servers could change because you get Chicago with GeForce Now, we get Ashland or what's the other one? Newark, all the time.
Yeah.
So those are two different areas.
And that's the problem with it. Until it's consistent and people get it working right out the box. One bad experience, that's going back in the box and it's going right back to the store,
right.
and people aren't trying it again.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's got to work out the box to get people.
Yes, and a lot of things too. With input lag, there's a lot of different moving parts. It's not just, hey, my server's bad, or hey, my controller's, it's bad, or whatever. It's a whole bunch of things. It could be someone's router.
It's the weakest link in the chain.
It's the weakest link in
the
exactly.
Wi-Fi,
it could
Bluetooth connection, Wi-Fi connection,
exactly. Yes.
Internet connection.
It could be Bluetooth,
server connection,
it could be server. It could be your router. It could be your internet for the day. It could be
ISP.
Yes, it could be
anything.
ISP. It could be any of those things.
And it's a pain in the ass.
It is.
Okay, like we need every piece in the chain has to be stable for this to work.
Yeah.
That's
yes.
It's a complex web.
Yes, the internet does have to get better. One, and two, there has to be more servers databases, data centers everywhere, or nodes everywhere. We are, no matter where we are in the world, for this to work. If we're talking about this is going to be the new Xbox console for real, that has to be addressed. And I do believe that's happening because they're going to have to expand, and they're just going to have to keep building more data centers.
At the same time, though, and like listen to you guys say this too. Like you're right. For you to do this and this be like a whole brand new thing out the gate, it has to work. You're right. But my thing I wondered, even watching this, was what if this was the test to see if it's possible? Like how would it work? So they used a product that was already out there, uploaded the software to it, and then it's like almost we'll knock out the kinks. And then when we actually open up with our own, as they're talking about, if it's the new Keystone or whatever they're going to call it, then that's when everything was going to be together.
Maybe.
But doing this first, this shows like, okay, is it possible? Will people use it? How do people like it? How does the community think? What does the community think about it? And then we'll launch the official one, sometime in the future coming, and that'll be the new official console.
Yeah, it's Microsoft. You never know. Yeah, you never know. Maybe they're actually being consumer friendly right now.
Yeah, that's how I looked at it. I looked at it, I was like, okay, I mean, even looking at it and thinking about it and knowing, like you guys just said with cloud gaming and the issues that happen, that it's like before we jump out the gate with a whole new console, let's take something that's already existing and then see, all right, does the software work with it already? And then we'll come out later. So it's almost like this is the test run. That's how I looked at it.
It would be a wise bet, especially if this worked well enough, then they don't have to invest. But if they feel like they're going to do this end game no matter what, and the Keystone and this Fire Stick isn't quite there yet, then they might know they need to invest or they can't take this seriously.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I still see them doing something like this down maybe in a couple years, because I can see them bundling a number of things, right? A controller, like the new controller, cloud controller, and also maybe a couple of digital games.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Totally.
For sure.
Absolutely.
It wasn't perfect, but it was like a completely different experience. I don't know what happened. It just decided to work magically one day. So then I was like, okay, let me boot up Forza again, see how it's running.
You know what happened? I think he had Bluetooth troubles. I think he had Bluetooth
Would do
troubles. Yeah.
And you can see even in these cutscenes leading up into this first like intro race, there's some stutters, there's some glitchiness, but the controller specifically, again, was much improved. In a game like Forza and any racing game, you know that it's not just like doing this with the wheel and making these dramatic changes in directions. No, sometimes you just need a little bit of movement in order to make a light turn. And previously, I wasn't able to do that. This time around, I was able to have actual control of my steering wheel. I'm just shocked because I walked away from that first play session being like, man, this sucks, never gonna use it again. And then I booted up again, booted up a third time, and I'm like, okay, this is like actually pretty good. But I'm worried that I'm gonna boot it up one time and it's gonna go back to being unplayable. It's going to suck. The input lag is going to go crazy. The glitching is going to go crazy. So as fascinating as I find cloud gaming and as cool as I think this could be for Xbox, that inconsistency is what is kind of giving me hesitation here. I could get a pretty good experience or I can get the worst gaming experience of my life.
I really think he was having Bluetooth issues because I've noticed with Bluetooth, I just switched to Bluetooth instead of wired for GeForce Now, right? And so I've noticed that I have absolutely zero controller drifting once I'm wired. But if I go Bluetooth, sometimes that happens. Even with GeForce Now. So if your Bluetooth signal transmitter is like tucked away in the corner or something like that, like it's not in range too much, I've noticed that there are a lot more issues.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you think he tested it in his room upstairs and
Maybe.
or tested it in another room in the house and then had a different experience?
Probably. That's yes. And you got to remember too that the Fire Stick TV is behind the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well,
it all depends also too how far you are from that thing.
True. One thing I was gonna notice too, like with even some of the gameplay footage he was getting, some of those were from the downstairs TV, and like right now he's talking at the upstairs TV. So it could all be depending on which one he was using where those problems could be
That's
happening.
true. And this going back to what we were talking about earlier, input lag has everything to do with both of those aspects. On top of internet, on top of your router, on top of everything. So when people start explaining or asking how's the lag on this service, that's a huge loaded question.
Yeah, because it's a lot of different things
it
it could be.
A lot of different moving parts.
Some people just don't care about things being in 4K or like the most frames per second. People like my wife. How was your experience playing Dreamlight Valley as a Dreamlight Valley veteran, someone who's played it on the Switch, someone who's played it on the Series S?
Hours. So many hours, yeah.
How does it compare, the cloud gaming version of it, to your experiences on those other consoles?
I played for probably 2-3 hours the other night for the first time, and I found it to be really comparable to playing on my Series S. I thought that the graphics looked good, like the motion was tight, and everything looked normal. The loading didn't take very long
that's
in
a pass.
comparison. It was
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm going to talk about her a little bit because a lot of people.
She's the perfect.
Yeah.
She's the perfect test case. She's casual.
Yes.
But she has a lot of hours in, so she knows how it's supposed to feel.
Yeah, exactly. And Microsoft knows exactly what they're doing when they're trying to target, let's say, their new goal is 100 million users doing this. They're not looking for the hardcore Xbox player. They are looking for casuals who will pay $15 or now $20 a month to play their game almost anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And it could be a simple title like this or many other simple titles that they have on the Xbox Game Pass. Call of Duty's coming next, but for right now, it's these type of casual gamers that they're trying to attract Game Pass to, so they can do exactly this.
Also, you know what? At the same time, though, this scene right here where we're paused at, this is kind of what we've talked about for years. Even when the Samsung Gaming Hub came out, was like you see no hardware.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. It's just her
Exactly.
sitting in a room, a controller, her TV. So it's almost the same exact experience visually that would be with a person who's playing on console, except now, like I said, you couldn't tell that she's playing an Xbox in there without knowing that Amazon Fire Stick is in the back.
Right.
And that's the kind of thing we talk about cloud gaming. It's, almost no equipment. It's very simple, but of course, like we said, like, the actual performance of it has to get better.
Yep, and we've talked about this since the beginning of the channel back in 2020.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100% right, Hefe. Because like Susie Homemaker, who wants her living room to look like this and not like his
Yes.
gaming cave, perfectly happy with this.
Yeah.
I thought that it was extremely comparable and really easy to use. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints so far.
But at one point you said, "Why is the controller messing up?" Like, what was going on in that moment?
It seemed more like a joystick, like a, what do you call it? The thing
Input lag. People don't even know what it means.
Which the one on the right or the one on the left?
on the left.
Congratulations, you experienced controller input lag for the first time. How you feeling?
It didn't bother me so much. I think it was for me, it's a small issue I'm willing to overlook just because of the overall experience of having the ease of just having the thing already plugged in. I just have to turn the controller on and I can go right into the game. I don't know if it would replace my Series S entirely. I don't see myself setting the Series S up in that space.
Interesting.
Maybe because of location and ease of use.
Yep. Convenience, man.
It's convenience.
Convenience, man. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, with this whole Microsoft Xbox 2028 console, with it being cloud hybrid, they know exactly what they're doing.
I was going to say, I also think you can't throw your Xbox Series S in a bag, like, and just take it with you with ease. Like, you could pop that out of the side of your TV,
Yep.
toss the controller in your purse, and go watch your sister's kid and have something to do that's yours. Like,
Right.
I don't know. I think that portability is really nice.
Yeah.
First one that comes to mind for me too is just like students and those who travel. Like, so if you're, leaving the house or you're going to school, like say a college dorm, if you bring a TV, all you have to do is bring that stick. So now you have your TV to watch in your dorm, and now you have the app to play your games. Or if you're traveling and you don't want to lug around Xbox in your bag, you can take that with you and just plug it into the TV in your hotel room.
That's
And
true.
you still get the same experience.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of benefits to it. It's just, again, it's the performance issues for those who are really hardcore gamers, where it's gonna, like you said, Little Quick, about it being a pass.
Yeah. And some of that too is going to be not the fault of the hardware. Like, I've been to a lot of hotels where the internet is so sus.
Oh, yeah.
True.
It's terrible.
Oh, yeah,
And
true.
You're
Very
gonna,
true.
you're gonna pack this up. You're gonna bring it, and you're gonna be like, "This is terrible."
Yep.
Yeah.
All
It's
right,
terrible.
should have brought the Switch.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
That's true.
I don't know if there happened to be anyone out there thinking about selling their Xbox and replacing it with this thing, but if you are one of those people, I would recommend against that. Keep your Xbox console if you want to try this thing out.
And this is what kind of bugs me about this video, because it's total clickbait how he set this up. Like, get rid of your console. He put he put it to last too. Like,
In closing,
in
don't
closing,
get rid of your console.
don't get rid of it. It's like, what? Like, you can't.
The point was to get you to click this video
I
and watch
understand,
it.
but it's like you can't do that.
It's disingenuous.
It's
I agree.
super disingenuous. That bugged the heck out of me.
I know, but I mean, we know
Hate
that
how they
struggle
did
with the
that.
algorithm gods.
I mean, I get it.
We are
but
tempted to
man,
do similar things, and it's ooh.
Like,
Ugh.
I understand to get clicks and stuff, but man, this was bad.
It was pretty bad, man. I agree.
So that wraps this one up, guys. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one at the only place where you can do battle in gaming heaven, Cloud Gaming Battle.